May, nice to meet you. I heard
Yeah.
you spent some time in India, so I grew up in Mumbai. So I hope you had. I
Um,
actually make some really good masala chais. If you're ever gonna come to Memphis, hit me up. We'll definitely treat you to some good authentic food. So
Love it.
spent a lot of time in corporate America, in really big Fortune brands. So right now I'm a cybersecurity consultant, and really kind of this whole innovation topic stays near and dear to my heart because I really focus on solving customer problems at the root of everything we do now.
Hmm.
And one of the things that you spoke about was innovation cannot be episodic. And I completely agree with that. And one of the things that, I worked at International Paper, which is a Fortune 100 paper and packaging company. And one of the things we started doing and thinking about innovation was first starting to make it episodic, where it started to kind of build into people's culture and DNA. Like in September, we had this huge innovation summit where we would bring in speakers from all across different topics, right? Not just technology, but it could be anything, culture, strategy, whatnot, and started to kind of get people more comfortable and everything. And pushed us across the company. We had a tool we could get on and start to put ideas. But I think you hit it where we never really, it was sort of, it still felt episodic for many years. Like we could never get out of that box where, okay, in your daily life and as you do, and as you're interacting and you're operationally doing stuff, right? Like how do you build that innovation on a daily basis, generating ideas? So I just wanted to kind of relay that, sort of that emphasis where how do you make this like when you're waking up, you're brushing your teeth. There's some things you really have to do, right?
Hmm.
So from an
Hmm.
innovation, how do you build an innovation hygiene? And I think you touched a lot of things in your talk today. But like, are there Jeremy's top three things that I can build into my teams? Like, and as I walk in as a leader, like, what are the three things you would want to sort of embed, tell teams daily as you're walking into the pods? The top three things that you could think about that hone in on problem identification, not the solution.
Problem identification. I love that. Your specificity there. One is, when's the last time you talked to a customer? Very simply,
Mm-hmm.
right? The other is, what pain are we seeking to address? I think I actually just wrote a blog post on this, maybe last week. If you want a solution to take root and to scale, it's got to address a pain. And yet very few people are clear on what pain they're solving for, right? Or there's, oh yeah, we solve for it in these 50 different ways, right? Rather than this is the one thing we're doing. This is how, so I would say, when's the last time you talked to a customer? What's the pain that we're seeking to address? And then very simply, how do we know if you can, I leverage the scientific method kind of language a lot because there's a lot to experimentation that's valuable. And if you think about a pain statement as a hypothesis, right? A lot of times you don't know whether it's really a pain. What are we doing to validate or invalidate that hypothesis? So say it's
Got
a
it.
pain, right? Long before you get to a solution, right? So for example, use social media ads. Feeling drowsy at work, right? I don't know. I'm just making this up. Right? Well, you have said nothing about your solution, right? But do people click on the ad feeling drowsy at work, right? Oh, wow. Interesting, right? And you just send it to a 404. Just, nothing happens, right? Wow. When we put that in front of people in this geography at this time of day, we're getting a lot of, or what? I mean, that's a silly example. You can do that with subject lines in an email, right? Open rates. Put a value proposition or a pain statement in a subject line and then just measure open rates, right? You can do that irrespective of your solution's development stage. And you can start to validate, is this a real pain that we've identified? And I
Got it.
think even having some of that hypothesis language
Mm-hmm.
helps equip people to be a lot more articulate and specific about actions they could take. Because a lot of times it just remains implicit and anecdotal. And so the target's always moving and everybody's got an excuse or a reason why something didn't work or why something's still outstanding. And if you just put a little bit more structure to the language, you can end up accelerating. You can end up kind of moving much more quickly because you're disqualifying hypotheses and you're invalidating hypotheses, and that's fine. A scientist doesn't care if the answer is no. They have a firm answer, right?
Got it. Thank you,
Perfect.
Jeremy. Appreciate it.